Here we are spawning in the upper right in the blue. Representing Good Game Gaming, he is Patience. And his opponent in the bottom left in the red. For Dragon Phoenix Gaming, the Kingslayer. Raise your hands for ZEST. Currently my casting tool decided to break for this game, but hopefully it should be fixed for game number 2. Sometimes it just likes to do that. It's like, yeah, I see that you have players here playing in this game. I'm not going to show their logos, which is fun. Now, I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen any sort of single gate expand on this map, because it does seem like a strong thing to do. Because while you can't necessarily get you can't do a 2-building wall, the 3-building wall is pretty attainable, and the rest distance is long enough that it seems like it's going to be rather useful indeed. And yeah, I should learn the alphabet at the very least, so I can kind of like transliterate and understand what maps are being done. Yeah, it's a fun language to listen to. For us with no cheese equals lost. That may have been true at one point, but it is not true now. Okay, I apologize. I think there may have been lag for a second as my computer decided to do something dumb. We're good now. I accidentally hit a button and my computer decided it needed to duplicate displays for just like half a second instead of extending it, which is not good. Anyway, now we do of course have this probe. We'll get taken on down here, and this is an expand build coming on in from both Patience and ZEST, as it is double sentry builds on both sides, and that makes a lot of sense, right? If you want to be able to expand, you go double sentry. But this pylon is proving to be just a little bit annoying here for ZEST, as he's trying to make sure that he gets everything he needs to get. And the pylon there that ZEST put down for Patience does mean that ZEST is gonna have like a 20 second Nexus window in his advantage. And I don't know whether that's gonna be worth 100 minerals over the course of this game, but it might be. Protoss is meant to be a bit cheesy, yes. But honestly, in PvP, we more often than not, we have this, I don't know, do you want to call it a gentleman's agreement? Where both players go blink, both players go +1, and both players get the third base without all that much aggression. Right, just like, yeah, honestly, I'm probably not going to break you. I'd rather get a third base. If I try to break you and it doesn't work, I'm just going to be behind. And considering I probably am not going to be able to accomplish that, okay. Twilight, third base, all that fun stuff. But this blink from ZEST is going to be significantly delayed compared to Patience. Right, his Twilight is a whole hell of a lot slower, even as his Nexus is a lot faster, so he's mining a lot more for the time being. But now ZEST is going to get a little bit aggressive here. As much as we talk about that gentleman's agreement, ZEST has a 2 army supply lead. He's a lot of sentries, so look at that force field. He's going to be able to trap 1 stalker here. He's going to get the second, and this is disastrous here. This actually just may be game ending. So yes, more stalkers are going to get warped on in, so the game is not going to end. I don't think the game is going to end here, but yeah, okay, with the shield battery, the game's not going to end, but 4 probes will die, 2 sentries will die, and 2 stalkers will die. And look at resources lost here. 925 versus 300, and yes, the Adepts are going to try to get something done. They get 2 probes. But 2 probes is not the end of things. And hey, look, it's Hanette the bird. Fancy seeing you here on Trovo. I normally only see you on Twitch. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good day. Or, I'm sorry, I mean cheap. Now, these Adepts are going to find some equalizing damage here. And as much damage as ZEST got done, and he did, he has lost more probes than Patience has at this point. 5 total probes have died compared to the, well, I guess the 5 that Patience has lost, but one of those was a scouting probe, so it doesn't really count. Now, another benefits here as a result of this because Patience does have to cut corners to make his way back on into this game. Zest will get his Robo marginally faster. He will have Blink marginally faster, even if the Twilight was slower, and he will have +1 just a little bit faster as well. So while Patience doesn't necessarily have to didn't have to cut corners from a pro perspective as much, because I mean, again, he killed as many workers as he lost, actually even more so. In the tempo of things, to make sure that he's able to build up his army strong enough to actually deal with what Zest has and not just fall behind, right? To be able to maintain that somewhat supply parity, he had to cut down on some other things. Have a later third base, have later Blink +1, Robo, all that fun stuff. So Zest does have 4 gates on the map, but that is because he does have a third base on the way. Really, realistically, we should see some more gates get added on soon, going up to like 7, 8 gateways, depending on whether he wants to go into just a pure like Charge Without Immortal style, whether he wants to go on into Blink Disruptor. Zest is kind of known for not liking disruptors, at the very least in PvZ, but he has been going for it a little bit more in this matchup now, in that matchup at the very least. So I'm not sure how he feels about disruptors in general. We're gonna have to see here. Is Zest is just really posturing on the map. He does have a 10 army supply lead, and it will soon be a significant income lead as well, as his third base is a lot faster than that of Patience. I'm just gonna go Shark around here on the third base. He does not have a superior Blink or a +1 timing, but he does have more army, and he is able to knock down Defender's advantage here. So now Zest moving on in here. The Stalkers, they blinked back from Patience wholesale, so that does mean that Zest is gonna blink on top of the War Prism, and that may just be it here. All the sentries are going down. Zest still has the sentries, which means these Stalkers, they fight that much better, and now it's just pure Blink versus Blink. A couple Zealots are gonna get warped in to try to eat off some of the AI. Now the Stalkers and Patience, they're gonna blink on forward. The War Prism of Zest is not gonna go down, and Zest is gonna take game number 1 just like that. Here we are spawning in the bottom right in the blue. I'm representing Good Game Gaming, trying to take us to a game number 3 for the first time in this entire group. He is Patience. And here we are spawning in the upper left in the red, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, the one, the only. He is Zest. Why, thank you, Hanette. I'm looking like a Chad in my US Quidditch shirt, which, by the way, is a real sport. It's actually a lot of fun. So, this is the governing body. I got this when I took my team, when I led my team to nationals 3 years ago, I think, at this point. Actually, I've qualified as a team. I've qualified for nationals 3 times now, and I've only been able to attend once because one year we all got too hurt. I had a really bad sprained ankle off of a January tournament. It wasn't back in time, and then the rest of the players, we just had too many players hurt, we couldn't attend. And then last year we were even better. We were the number 2 team in the West, and COVID happened. We were actually looking pretty good. Yeah, it plays like a mixture of like rugby, dodgeball, and basketball. After this game, I'll find a link to the championship, the collegiate championship from the only year I actually attended. I was actually like on the sidelines for that. My team didn't get into bracket stage as a college player. I played club. I played the level up after that, the next season, and the last couple seasons. But we did not qualify for playoffs. But I did snitch a lot, and I wasn't able to. I kind of had to stop like the round of 8 because I hyperextended my knee, but not fully hyperextended, but kind of like to the point where I was limping to walk. But anyways, yeah, that is Quidditch. The name is Quidditch. It is based off of the Harry Potter books, but it is its own thing, and it is a fantastic sport indeed. Again, I'll find a link once this game is over. But we should probably talk about this game just a little bit, as Patience is doing some interesting stuff with his pylons. Now, the era of the full-on proxy pylon scenario is kind of done. Right? We don't see that as much anymore. It is at this point, more often than not, players they just build the pylons in their main base, because honestly, pro players, they don't really seem to care as much anymore. But ZEST is, it seems like Patience is going to get a little bit aggressive here. He's going to 6 stalkers really fast. Now this pylon is going to get targeted down, and it's going to be difficult for Patience to really defend this. ZEST, yeah, he will be able to knock the pylon out, and he should, yeah, there we go. We'll see the recall. We shouldn't see a stalker die. And there we go. So hey, you know what? That's one of the reasons why you don't proxy pylons out on the map. Not anymore. It's able to be punished. Able to be punished rather hard. But look at this. Patience, he's going for some 3-gate pressure here, although it's only 2-gate pressure, but his natural is not going down, and he doesn't have, he just has, oh, there we go. Okay, never mind. 3-gate pressure with a robo. And ZEST seems to be somewhat aware of this as he was warping in a bunch more sentries and stalkers. His shield battery is closer to being done than not done, and these adepts, they're going to try to find their way on into the main base. Now there is going to be a wall here, but given enough time, the adepts should be able to maybe find their way on in. Now we do have the force fields, but they're not going to be great, and one sentry does go down immediately. Now of course the shield battery is here, but the stalkers, there are a lot of them, and they're going to find their way on in. ZEST is going to try to target down as much of the warp prism as he can, but now shield battery overcharge has been popped. Probes are going to get pulled as well. One stalker will go down. Just maybe. No, they will not. But the warp prism is starting to take some damage here. Just barely not. But look at this. ZEST is zoned out the warp prism, but I wonder whether that is going to be enough, as his army is not all that. He gets the warp prism. Maybe this is going to be enough now. Probes actually fight stalkers somewhat well, but I worry that maybe Patient. No, you know what? Honestly, fantastic hold. What a hold. What a hold there from ZEST. That is insane. What an insanely good job there from ZEST. He really will be able to stay alive. And look at this now. The adepts, they're going to try to body block this out, so more and more stalkers will go on down. ZEST is going to take a positive trade against a warp prism with 3-gate pressure. This just doesn't happen. Holy hell. What a hold there from ZEST. That is the cleanest I've ever seen that build get held in the equivalent matchups. That was insane. Yeah, Matisse has it right. Yeah, we do have more stalkers in the main base, but Blake is just about done here from ZEST. So Patience has to be very careful with where he puts his warp prism at this point. And I kind of like this. Patience saying, you know what, when behind Dark Shrine, Patience is on 1 base. And ZEST, he does have equal production here. Well, I guess he's 1 gate behind, but not for that much longer, so he's adding 2 additional gateways. His robo is, it's underway. It will be done. There will be observers by the time that Patience moves out on the map here with these DTs. And ZEST, look, he's got, like, he's like, yeah, this is a perfect opportunity for me to make sure that Patience never gets a natural. Whether or not Patience goes for, whether or not ZEST tries to break Patience, I don't think he's going to try to do that, but at the very least, he should be able to prevent the natural from going down. And you know what, I'm a little bit worried here, actually. If ZEST does opt to go for committed pressure, which he very well may, it may be, okay, there we go. Observer first, good. ZEST going for the safe play here. Is ZEST gonna find the warp prism? Okay, he won, but we do have DTs. They're going to get warped in just now. It will be 3 of them. It's going to be 4, yeah, 4-gate DT, huh? We have an observer, so... Okay, now the DTs will get some damage here, at the very least, but the observer is here now, and look at this. ZEST, he's going to try to... Yeah, oh, I love this. He's just going to zone out the warp prism. He says, yeah, you come pick up your DT, sure, dude. Maybe lose a warp prism, too. That doesn't sound like fun for you, and GG, yeah, ZEST. Final match against Solar. Let's go.